Welcome to 3-week workshop on programming in C++. In this video, I'm going to explain the concept of exception handling in C++. First of all, before going to know about exception, first of all, we must know what are the four possible types of error is possible in programming language. One is called as compile time error or syntax error. Second one is a runtime error. And third one is called logical error. And fourth one is called as a latent error. So the first one is called as a compile time or syntax error. I will show with the help of examples. So it means that if you're not following the proper syntax for define everything, so then it is coming under syntax error. That means that if the compiler is unable to convert into the equivalent low-level language, then those kind of a statement, or those statements the compiler makes an error message, then it is coming under compile time error. So it is also called as a syntax error. For example, so I'm going to write a simple program. So welcome to this example. So then now I'm going to close this. So now I'm going to run the program. So no error. I'm going to run it. So it shows the output. Okay. Now, so actually, if I forget to put the semicolon at the end, we know that every statement must be terminated with the semicolon. So now I'm going to compile. So it makes an error message. This is called as a compile time error. So that if you're not following the proper syntax of those statement, then it generates a compile time error. So it is also a syntax error. So if our program contains any syntax error, or a syntax error, the program won't run. So until you can't able to run the program, until you are going to clear the errors. So this is called the compile time error. So next one is a runtime error. For example, means the runtime error means that the error will be generated while running the program. For example, I'm going to say that 15/2. We know that it will work. So just to check it whether it's work. So it will work, but actually it will reply only in integer. For example, I have a divide by 0. So for these cases, we are unable to handle it. So that the program terminator, the program terminate as usual. So if you are running this program, so then so this type of error is called as a runtime error. Just a minute. So the program will be terminated by using runtime errors. I'm going to run it. So no error, but see that there is a error is shown and it's called a divide error. I can show it. So we know that if the exception is happening, means if the exception is thrown by at the time of running, so automatically the compiler will be, means that the remaining part of the statement won't execute. So see that it shows it is a divide error. So this type of error is called as runtime error. So that if it means if the runtime error, generally if the runtime error is coming, then it's somewhat difficult to understand what is a runtime error. Okay. And third one is called as a logical error. For example, if I want to perform addition of means average of a two number. So for example, I want to find the average of two numbers. Actually, it won't give the correct result because some of the problem in the priority. So that automatically it makes an error message. Means not making any errors, but actually for logical error there is a problem on expected output and expected output and actual output. So that if there is a deviation between expected and actual output, the compiler throws an error message. So those type of errors is called as latent, means logical errors. If you are saying it is a latent error, the program gives a correct answer for means that correct answer for for some kind of input, and it will not give an expected output for some kind of input. For example, for this problem, the problem means the same program will give the correct answers. For example, I'm going to enter like this 16,000, 17,000. we know that it won't give a correct answers because the integer capacity is 32,767 only. So that my answer is 16,000 plus 17,000. It is beyond the range. So this is called as latent error. So from that, we can clearly understand that there are four possible errors in a programming language. One is a compiled error, the second one is a runtime error, third one is a logical error, and fourth one is called a latent error. So if there is a compile time error or a runtime error or maybe a late, means that for these two cases, we can't get any output. So we need to identify the solution for that. But for the first one, we must know the corresponding syntax for the able line before apply. So that is depends on the programming language, knowledge of the programming language. Second one is we need to know about the possibility. So we need to find the solution for this later runtime error. For logical errors, depends on the problem statement. It depends on the programmer. Latent error also depends on the application. The user need to select the corresponding data type for storing the values. So these are the four possible types of error is possible in programming language. So in this, we are going to talking about a runtime error. For solving of runtime error, this method is called as an exception. Normally, exception means that it is a runtime error. So that so whenever the runtime exception is happening, so that compiler means that sometimes the display the message of the runtime error is not clearly understood by the user. Maybe sometimes it consists of some technical terms. So that we need to identify them, means we need to make those errors in the meaningful way. So with the help of this exception handling, we are going to provide that, so means we are going to make that runtime error in understandable form. So through this exception handling, we can provide a solution for this exception handling. So there are the four possible keywords normally we use for handling. Normally there is a three keyword, even the four keywords normally used for handling exception. One is a try, catch, throw, and throws. Finally, and try and catch is a mandatory part of for handling exception, and for throw and finally is the optional part. Okay, so if you want to create an exception handling, means if you want to handle the exception handling by a program, so we must write all the logic inside of the try block. Then immediately the try block followed by the catch block. So a number of catch blocks also allowed to handle the exception. Okay, just I'm going to define. Actually, the Turbo C compiler won't support exception handling. So that I will go with online compiler to execution of this environment. Some of the compiler is not supported the exception handling. So further, just I'm going to use online compiler for handling of exception. So if you want to handle the exception, we must to follow the structure that it must be a try and catch block. Just a minute, actually it is wrong. So that if you are going to handle that, the try and catch block must be there. Always the try block for so finding us means deducting the exception means that all the logical parts of the program must be defined only inside of the try block, and means the logical block and the catch block it contain the solution. So normally the solution for the problem must be as a printf statement. We on the program itself won't take a solution for this. For example, so here. Include IO stream. So here means it will not support ORGET, so that I'm going to use namespaces. Standard namespace I'm going to use for handling. So just I'm going to use main function to show how it will work. So just I'm going to read the value of A and B. So just reading the value of means reading the value of two values. Then I'm going to perform a division operation. But this is for easy understanding. There is a mentioning. So it's out. So the result equal to. Okay, always please to try to understand that. So even though if you're while performing any application, means while logic, always that means if there is an exception is happening, so the remaining after the exception statement, the remaining statement won't execute. So now let us check with this just running with the different kind of inputs. So that the main does not, yes. So the default return type of the main function in C++ is an integer. But in C language, the default return type is a void. So it is a return 0. So I'm going to run it. It has the value of 5, 4. So that you only the result because it is not a floating point value. So that you can go with the type of double conversion if you want. You can define it. So I'm going to enter 5, 4. So it gives us exact answer. So again, I'm going to run this program. So I'm going to generate a runtime exception now. So that I'm going to give a denominator as a 0. This is a NaN is also an exception because not a number. So I'm going to give 67 as a and G is 0. So that it shows the infinity. So actually, we are means that whenever you're going to perform an operation, for every compiler it shows a different answer for this. Sometimes it shows a divided error, but here it shows the infinity. So we need to handle these type of handlers. So that we need to define all the logic inside of the try block. So that I need to apply the concept of exception handling. So that we need to include the two blocks. So that one is called as a try block, another one is called as that is catch block. So normally all the logical parts of the program must be defined only inside of a try block, so that all the logical parts must be defined inside of the try block. The try block immediately followed by catch block. So I'm going to define a catch block. So here, if you want to handle all type of exceptions, just you can put a 3 dot. Then you can provide a solution. Normally the solution just as a printf statement. So that so the exception happens. Exception is created. I'm going to run it. So I'm going to give normal input so that the catch block won't execute. But if only the catch block is executed when the exception is created by the program. So here here it everything to be handled exception so that I can go and handle it. Actually, even it will work, but actually the problem is means that in this compiler defaultly they are handling the exception. So just I'm going to handle myself as a handle exception. So throw 0. So that for the remaining cases it will look as usual. If it is a throw, for a throw in an exception, I'm going to give the d value as a 0 so that the exception is created. So actually here the default exception handling is set so that it shows like that. So here I will repeat once again. So if you want to have it, means exception handling concept. So normally the try and catch block is enough to handle it. And the try block for detecting exception and immediately followed by the catch block. The n number of catch blocks are allowed to define it. So if you want, we can define n number of catch block. So even if you want it, we can use catch block to throw it. I mean, by using a throw keyword, we can throw the type of exception we want. And the catch block for providing a solution for our exception. Normally, the solution must be in the form of print statement. And so by using this catch block only, we are going to provide a solution. And the try block for deducting, and finally is optional. So normally the finally block will be executed even though whether it is a exception is happen or not exception means there is no problem on exception. The statement inside of this finally block will be executed. So see that if you want to handle exception, for example, throw 0, it is an integer. So that I am going to use integer, I am going to x. So if you want to specifically handle all type of exception, so we need to go with a different multiple catch blocks to allow. So it is a divide by 0 error. So here the denominator is 0. Denominator is 0. So unable to perform division operation. So like that you can define unable to perform division operation. So like that you can define. So it will be meaningful. So it's a very easy to handle. So same way, if you want it, you can go with n number of catch blocks as possible. if you want, you can give handle all remaining type of exception. So see out, I am saying that exception is happened. Exception is creator. So now I'm going to run it. So just I'm while running that so there is some issue here in my network. Yeah, just a minute. I'm waiting for compilations. So it will be executed 6 0. Surely it shows that the divide by 0. So here the denominator is 0. So unable to perform division operation. So automatically the compiler means that thrown to this catch block to handle, so that always matching from top to bottom. Here I'm going to mention as a character. So that means always the top to bottom matching process will carry out. So initially I have catch int, so that whenever it is through, it is a character, so that it won't match with an integer, so that it go for multiple catch blocks. So if you want it, you can type like this catch. You can say character X. You are going to say cout. Exception will be creator. Yeah, so I'm not giving the I'm going to give only exception because the same command is given in all type of exceptions. Just I'm going to run it. So I'm going to give no errors because there is no exception is creator. So now I'm going to create that 50. I'm going to give 0. So that this is for exception, because so whenever the exception is created, it is through in the form of this data type. So that the compiler itself predicted what is the through data type, so that it is in the form of character, so that it will check for whether it is a character or not. So if it is not a character, then it means this catch block won't execute and go for the next matching process. So it is a character data type, so that it will match and execute. And here, if these two cases are not executed, then it will go for remaining, for the remaining part. Okay, so in case if I'm going to throw is like you can throw any value, not necessary to pass 0.0 something. If I'm going to pass it as 0.0, it is a float, so that it will go for all possible catch blocks. So that this exception is created. Exception is created is present inside of only handling all catch blocks. So this is called as catch overloading. That means that we can allow multiple catch blocks. And after catch blocks, there is a possible we can define finally block. So the finally block is always to execute it, even though whether it is supported or means whether the exceptions happen or not exceptions happening. So end of the program. So just I'm going to run it. Actually the finally block is not supported in this code. Actually Java and all there is a finally block we have, but here we don't have a finally block. So only there are 3 keywords normally used in exception for handling. One is called as try, catch, and throw. It will not support C++ won't support finally. Actually Java and all it supports a finally block. So that from that we can easy to understand that so the try block for deducting exception, so that all the logical parts must be defined it, and the catch block for deducting for finding a solutions. So whenever there is a exception is deducted, then it will be passed by using the keyword throw. So by using multiple catch blocks we can handle it. But there is a possibility. There is a one question is possible to ask. Where is the possible location for defining all possible catch block? We can check it now. So surely means that this is the handler, that is the triple dot handler must be this is a general catch block to handling all type of exception. So if you are defining as a first block, then these two boxes are ambiguity. So that always we have the specific catch handler, then followed by the general catch handler must be present. Otherwise, the compiler makes an error message. So this is the way we need to handle the concept of exception handling in C++. So normally if the exception is not, if the exception happened, so then that after that exception, after that statement, the remaining part of the try block won't execute. So automatically the control will be transferred to the catch block and executor. If that particular program not thrown any exception, then only the part of the try block will be executed, no catch block will be executed. And same way, only one catch block will be executed per exception, per execution. It means it is like a branching statement in programming language. So this is the way we are going to handle the concept of exception handling in C++. Thank you.